Welcome back, everybody. We are now going to discuss, pardon me, the only HQ if you don't have call, but the second HQ if you do in the AdMech forces, the Tech Priest Dominus. As you can see, he is let me move this stuff here. He's a might bit smaller than Call. Let's see if we can get, this Call won't even fit in that picture frame there. Let's go over him. He is, well, let's see, he's got less strength, smaller toughness, wounds, attacks, leadership, and weapon skill than Call. That's Nicodemus. Movement is 6. So let's just go over those. Pardon me. Movement 6 inches, weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 2, strength 4, toughness 4, 5 wounds, 3 attacks, 8 leaderships, 2+ armor save. He also has a 5 up save from his refractor field. He has canticles as well. He has Master of the Machines and can heal D3 wounds from any model, but not himself. And that can only be used once per model as well. So you can combine Call and a Tech Priest in a list, keep them close to each other, and have them heal each other, which makes Call's already awesome healing abilities quite more disgusting. The Tech Priest also has Master Bionic Works, so he does heal D3 wounds at the beginning of each of your turns. The same as Call's artificial self-repair mechanisms. And they have Lords of the Machine Cult, which means you can re-roll hit rolls of 1 in the shooting phase for friendly keyword Forge World units within 6 inches. So a Tech Priest is more versatile in that fact that if you want to do Ryza or some other Forge World, your own different Forge World that's not Martian, and run them under that keyword, then you can, and you can still get that re-rolling hits of 1. It's not re-rolling any to hit rolls, but it is, it's useful. It's useful. Tech Priest is only a 7 power model. He is, you can save a bit of points as well taking a Tech Priest over Call, but you are losing a bit in that point savior. Now, the Tech Priest's weapons are, and the weapon choices are slightly different than Call's. A Tech Priest comes armed standard with a Omniscient Axe, a Volkite Blaster, and a Macro Stubber. The one you see in front of you right here has the Eradication Ray, because that was good last edition. And he has the Macro Stubber. I believe that's the Macro Stubber. It's a Volker. Yeah. Okay, so I think so. Could be the Volker. I think it's the Macro Stubber. At least that's how I run them. Let me put him back a little bit better. I got too much shadow on him now. There we go. Anyway, so standard, the weapons he comes standard with. The Omniscient Axe is melee, +1 strength, -2 AP, 2 damage, the same as Call's Axe. The Volkite Blaster is a 24-inch, heavy 3, strength 6, AP nothing, damage 1 weapon. Every time you roll a 6, it does a mortal wound in addition to any other damage. So, heavy D3, say you hit twice, and you roll 2 wounds, you get 1 wound and a 6. So the 1 wound does damage. The second wound that you rolled the 6 on does its 1 point of damage, but on top of that, a mortal wound. So if you're dealing with 1 wound models, you'd kill another model. If you're dealing with a multi-wound model, you do at least 1 wound to that model despite whatever saving throws he had because of the mortal wound. unless he had, you know, a field note paying type mechanism that some models in this edition have. If you want to swap out, the eradication rate in now is 24-inch range, which is really good range. Heavy D3, so up to 3 shots, which is great. And on a ballistic seal 2+, that means if you move, it's still 3+ to hit, so those are really good chances. So it really doesn't slow you down as far as moving, for sure. It's strength 6, AP -2, 1 damage, and enemies that are 8 inches or less from him, so the closer you are, it's AP of -4 and D3 damage, so really devastating close-up range. The macro stubber is a pistol 5, 12-inch range, strength 4, no AP, 1 damage. It's for getting rid of small hordes. Phosphor Spinner is another weapon choice, 18 inches, assault 1, strength 5, AP -1, 1 wound, and if you're shooting opponents in cover, they don't get a cover save bonus for being in cover from the Phosphor Serpenta. So decent weapons. Overall, I would say if you don't have Call, of course you have to take a Tech Priest if you're bringing anything that requires an HQ in your list for the Battleforged armies. On par with a lot of the other characters in some other armies, HQ characters, Tech Priest is pretty good because, one, the 5 wounds with the ability to heal up to 3 a turn makes them a little bit more survivable unless they're concentrated on in some way. The range on the weapons is actually much greater than anything Call carries, so they're able to stand in, or be put in an area where they can kind of affect what's going on with your more long-range shooting part of your army and still contribute to the battle overall, which is a bonus that they have that Call does not have. As well, I think the thing is, at lower points it's going to be really difficult because if you try to include too many HQs in the AdMech at lower points, you're eating up a significant portion of your points. But in the higher point game, having a few Tech Priests, maybe Call, can really help, especially if you have Castellan robots, dune crawlers, things like that, and maybe small other forces to kind of screen that. And you can really create a very efficient shooting army with these guys. Overall, they're a good unit, and unfortunately, if you don't have Call and you're building an AdMech army and you want to, for most of the Battleforged things, you're just going to have to take them. It's not a choice if you can or not. That's the only HQ choice you have if you want to have your Canicles, because as a AdMech player, to have the Canicles, everything within the formation has to be from AdMech to be able to use Canicles. So you couldn't like choose another better HQ of the Imperium keyword and then mix it with the rest of your AdMech, because you would lose Canicles. If you're fine with losing Canicles, then that is an option. If not, then you're going to have to go with the Tech Priest. But overall, he is a good choice, even though he is a forced upon choice upon us. And I like him. I wish, I don't know, I guess I can't really say I wish his reroll was better, because it's pretty much in line. I guess what I wish was, we, like with Call and a lot of the AdMech, we still have the ability to pay points for better invul saves, for better shielding. We were able to get up to a 4 up invul, I believe, last version. So yeah, that I do wish we still had that ability to do, but unfortunately we don't. But this is the Tech Priest Dominus. I will be next back with the Tech Priest Injasir. We'll talk about him. He is a new addition to AdMech. He's not a new addition to the game. He came from the Astra Militaire. And we will talk to you guys later. you.